Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to talk more about functions in Kotlin. So let's create a new function. Let's say that we have a function that subtract a number from another number. Let's say that we have a function and the name of this function is subtract. Okay, and then let's put a pair of parentheses. This function is going to have some parameters. The first one is going to be first number colon integer comma second number colon int. So here let's open and close this function by using these curly braces. As you can see, I didn't specify that this function is going to return a value here. I can here just say, for example, println first number minus second number, right? The result of this operation is going to be outputted to the console whenever that I call this function from the main function. But if you want to specify that you do not expect your function to return a value, you can just put a colon here and then say unit. Okay? If you don't put this piece of code here, it doesn't actually really matter, because if you don't specify a return value for your function is not going to return a value. But in Kotlin, you can say that I don't expect this function to return a value, so I just put a colon here and then I say unit. This means that I don't expect this function to return a value, so it's just gonna actually do something. Inside the main function, I can say subtract, and then I can say number 10 minus 5, right? So here, let's run the app. So in the console, this value is outputted to the console here, right? Number 5. Another important point that I want to talk about is that we can specify a default value for the parameters of our function. So for example, we can say that first number is going to have the default value of number 20, or the second number can have the default value of number 5, right? And then inside this main function, I can say subtract, right? But I don't have to pass arguments to this function because I specified default values for the parameters of this function when I created this function. Here it says you can pass an argument to this function as the first number, but the first number does have a default value of 20. And also we can pass an argument for the second number, but the second number does have a default value of number 5, right? If I just run the app here, now you can see that number 15 is outputted to the console. 20 minus 5, 15, right? So what happens if you don't specify a default value for your function? So here, let's delete it here. Let's say that this function, the parameters of this function doesn't have a default value. Now, when you call this function from the main method, here, it's gonna show you an error. It says that this function needs to have some arguments. We need to pass some arguments to this function so that it can work properly, right? So that's why providing default values for your functions actually can be helpful. So let's say that the first parameter is number 20 and the second parameter is number 5. Okay, now the error is gone. So that's it. If you have any questions about the concepts that I have taught you so far, please post a discussion in the course and then I'll do my best to answer all of your questions. Thank you very much for watching.